Hi guys, welcome back to Scott Family Homestead. Today is St. Patrick's Day, which for a lot of us in the north means it's time to start seeds. So we are in northern Wisconsin, which is zone 4. Our last frost date is right near the end of May. And so we're looking at being about 10 weeks out at this point in time. So it's the perfect time to start some of your seeds. I know a lot of people that start earlier than this, but this is really my date where I start to get the bulk of my seeds planted. So today we're going to start with the earliest stuff. That's going to be celery, eggplant, peppers, some of our flowers, and a couple of our herbs. So I'm going to do just a really quick video today about what we're getting started. My first tray here, I'm going to get some celery planted. Celery does need light to germinate, so you're just going to surface sow this. I've also found that you can tease these apart and up pot them really easily, so you don't have to have a huge space to start them. You can do it just in a 4-inch cup, or today I'm just going to surface sow. I'm going to sprinkle it on top of these, and if I get more than 6 plants, then I will separate it out. So I've got 3 of these little 6-cell planters to do with some celery. The next thing I'm going to put in here is some eggplant. We don't eat a ton of eggplant, so I'm only going to start about 6 of these, but they are fun to grow, and they're a little bit easier with the high tunnel that we're going to be putting up. And then the rest of my tray today is going to be hot peppers. I'll show you just a few of them that we're going to do. Some of these are new to us, like the lemon spice jalapeno. Really excited about that. This is my tried and true jalapeno, the Craig's Grande. Serranos, this is a new one to me. I'm very excited. I like all the colorful things, but especially purple, so that one I'm excited about. Cayenne peppers, I bought starts for cayenne last year and they did really good, so I'm going to try to start them myself. This is the first time I've done those. Poblanos, and then I've got Anaheims. They have just a little bit of heat, so they're the perfect little chili pepper. And sweet bonnet peppers. I've never done these before. They have just a hint of heat, so I'm excited about that too. So I'm going to start these in their own tray here, and I also plant these in a different area of the garden than most of my other vegetables so that the kids don't actually grab one of these thinking they're a sweet pepper. So I'm going to keep those kind of separate. So that's up first. Okay, I'm going to talk about sweet peppers. That's the next thing that I'm going to be planting here, and we do a ton of peppers. I struggled with peppers for a long time because our season is short. You will find a lot of information online about peppers saying don't plant it out until it's 50 degrees at night consistently. It could be July here and not be 50 degrees at night. And so you don't want to stunt your peppers, but you also have to put them out eventually or you're not going to be able to grow them. So the high tunnel has really helped with that, or if you have a greenhouse that you can plant them in a greenhouse, your peppers will do phenomenal. I've had really good luck with that versus in garden beds. But it is possible to grow some really good pepper plants in garden beds. One of the things that I would recommend is not starting your pepper plants too early so they don't get stunted inside. And also where we're at with a late May last frost date, I wouldn't even think about planting them out until after June 1st. So wait until after Memorial Day. Giving your peppers just a couple extra weeks indoors or covered, or doing the transition where you pull them in at night and you put them out in their pots during the day, that can make a huge difference in the success of your plants so they're not stunted. I will say, I have actually frosted pepper plants before where leaves fell off and you would think they would have been very stunted, and they weren't the most prolific peppers ever, but they still grew and I got some stuff out of them. So don't be totally discouraged if you end up getting hit with a frost. Cover it with what you can, but that's the joys of growing in the north. You just never know what you're going to get. So it is possible to grow peppers here. Don't be discouraged, okay? All right. Sweet peppers. This is my son's favorite, so we're gonna grow that one. Wisconsin Lakes peppers. This is like a big red bell pepper. This Wisconsin Lakes pepper and King of the North peppers are very similar. You can't really tell them apart once they're planted. They both do really well here. Kind of more conditioned for cold climates. We got the Nadapinos. This is like a jalapeno in flavor, but no heat. Mini bells. This is the kids' favorite. They just go and pluck them off before they even really turn color. So those are really prolific, nice ones. Corbachis are super fun to grow, especially if you have kids. They will love these. I've had really good luck with these in the north. Basically anything that's like a smaller pepper versus like a big bell pepper is going to do pretty good here. Lipstick peppers, this one's new to me. I'm excited for that one. This is the King of the North I was talking about, another big red bell pepper. If I had to pick just one bell pepper, this would be it. This one's new to me again, purple, love it. And banana peppers. So the kids love banana peppers. We pickle them, we eat them fresh, and so I'll be planting those. This one here, the habanada, I don't care for it so much. It has a very floral, like perfumey flavor to me, but the kids and my husband like this one, so I'm gonna grow a couple of those for them. With pepper seeds, they're fairly small. You're gonna plant these about 1/4 inch deep. A general rule that's a good one to go by is twice as deep as the seed is large. So with something real small, you're gonna go like 1/4 inch. Things that are really tiny, like we talked about the celery, those a lot of times are surface sown or like just below the surface because they're super tiny. But once you get later in the year and you start doing peas and beans, those are going to be 1/2 inch to 1 inch deep because you're dealing with a much bigger seed. So twice as deep as the seed. If you don't have instructions on your packet or you don't have a packet, that's a good rule to go by. As far as herbs, I'm going to start some rosemary and some chamomile. So I have one chamomile plant from last year. I'm very interested to see if it comes back in the zone that we are in, see if it got established well, but I'm going to plant a couple more just in case. We have a little bit of echinacea on our property from the previous owners, but I'm going to plant a couple different kinds. This one has like the double petals, which is really cool. This is kind of your classic one. We've got like the classic purples on our farm, and then I'm going to try this green twister. I planted these last year and they did not take, so I'm going to try it again because how cool is that? I'm going to do lupine. This is probably my most missed plant from my previous property. I just absolutely love them. They're so beautiful. And I do plant these somewhere where they're kind of contained because they can get out of hand and spread a little bit more, but they're so pretty. So I want to get some of those planted. Some coleus for like borders and edges. Snapdragons is this is a good time to plant some snapdragons. I like the tall ones. I've done the shorter ones as well. This one's new to me, but it should be a perennial here, and so I got a mix to get some different colors and add this into our perennial garden. And then this one is also a perennial here, the black pansy. These are just real short little filler plants, and I love to have these in the garden. So that's everything that I'm starting today. And looking forward, we're going to be doing tomatoes in a couple of weeks. So last year I didn't start my tomatoes until April 1st, which I know a lot of people are starting them right now. I had a lot of success starting them a little bit later and not letting the plants get out of control inside before I could put them outside. You just never know. You know, once you're getting close to your last frost date and you look at the weather forecast, if you've got a frost a week from that date, you're gonna have to keep everything inside for that time and things can get out of control. So I have found that our season is long enough for tomatoes that we can hold off a little bit on those. So I'm gonna start those closer to April 1st. At that time, I've also got other flowers that I'm gonna do. We plant a lot of marigolds and I like to get those started early. And shortly after that, we're gonna start all of our cool weather plants. So I'm gonna do all of my lettuces and kales and brassicas. So those will all be very early April, and then we'll be able to plant them out probably early May. A lot of those I do in my green stocks, so if I have nice big starts, that really fills that out nicely early in the season, and then the kids have something to munch on while we wait for all of the other things to grow in the garden. Before I go, a really quick shout out to those of you that are local that follow me. I got these seed packets off of Amazon so that I can share seeds. I also picked up a recipe box, and I'm gonna put this out in the egg stand with extra seeds in it. I'm really excited to share things that we have extras of or that we really love growing and have a little seed library out there for you. So reach out to me if you are local. I'll let you know the location and we can get you some seeds and you can start growing too. It's been unseasonably warm here in Wisconsin, so we should actually be able to start working on our high tunnel really soon. It's more of an issue of time than weather. Now that we have built one before and we know what we're doing, I think it's going to go up rather quickly. It's going to be more about getting some extra hands here so that we can get the plastic on, but otherwise it really shouldn't be too bad. So we're very excited to get that project going. I'm going to do a video coming up soon of my seed starting area, so shelving, lights, and all of the things that I use for growing and watering and monitoring in that aspect. But for today, I'm going to go ahead and get started on this. Especially if you're growing in the north, please subscribe because I know resources are a little bit limited for those of us who are growing in this area. So much advice out there is for warmer climates, and I would love to be your garden friend and help you through any issues that you're having. I absolutely love gardening. Of all the homestead things that we do, gardening is my favorite, and so I would love to help you out. So thank you so much for being here. I will see you guys next time, and happy growing. Bye, guys.